This is the Boruto episode roundup, and I guarantee you all the girls are gonna use that Game of Thrones. If you want a whore buyer, if you want a queen earner, are usually gonna be down to fuck within the first 5 seconds of meeting them. Get the rhyme roundup down to fuck. There you go. There's your rhyme. This is defense mode switching to attack mode, and I had to re-record this video because I fell asleep in the first recording. I put myself to sleep. That's how exciting I am. This episode roundup from 93 to 102. The last time I did the Boruto review was all the way up to episode 92, I think. Now, the important thing to note is that the first 5 episodes I'm going to name, or the first 4 episodes, are all filler. Filler central. They made a trip to Filler Town. They went on vacation in Filler Town for a few episodes. 93 was Parent-Child Day. Naruto spent the whole day with his daughter. Boruto's sister, Hinata's daughter, just freaking wandering around trying to get a toy that she really wanted, couldn't get it, have to go to another place, couldn't get it, had to go to another place, couldn't get it, ended up settling for some weird little weapon toy that didn't really matter as much. Did she end up getting the toy? I think she did, and then it got stolen because some guy in his family who only took it for his kid because he barely gets to see him because he's on doing some, mission out of the town. Then Naruto said, hey, from now on you're going to be at the gate. He's like, why are you going to downgrade me? And then the guy with the dog was also there hoping, trying to find a toy. And he's like, fool. He's telling you could be here now. That you could be here more with your child. So the toy ended up going to a kid who was like poor and really needed it and didn't see his father. So the daughter didn't end up getting the toy, but she got some other thing that was not as expensive, not as good, but she just likes it because it's from her dad. She got to spend time with her dad and hippie kaye. And it was a good episode. Naruto, who's one of the worst fathers on the planet, actually being a good father for once. And it was his only day off, to freaking chill and be by himself. But he spent it with his daughter, which is what parents do. Parents work their asses off for the kids, and then when they get the day off, they end up spending it with the kids rather than just relaxing. It is what it is. That's a good episode. Episode 94 was a filler episode about Chocho and her dad going into an eating contest because the mom is sick of him being lazy and fat and eating all the chips. That's what we saved for them, and he ate it. And then he's like, he feels bad. He's like, I gotta make it up to her. I gotta be able to find out why she even fell in love with me in the first place, and reignite it. So of course, him and Chojo decide, hey, well, maybe one of the reasons she fell in love with me is because I eat a lot, because that's stupid enough to work. And so they go on an eating contest as his family, going against them called Glutton, the Glutton family, which is hilarious. And some old lady who wants to finally beat them and was cheating with them the whole time. She brought the Glutton family in to beat them. And then she set up this whole thing where she, like the food or the rice or something, she expanded it too much and it was going everywhere. And he had to rescue the day by becoming big and swallowing it all up and all this shit. It was a filler episode. A funny filler episode, at least. At least it was funny. Episode 95 was Sasuke being with his daughter. So the second worst father. No matter, I don't know who's worse, Sasuke or Naruto. They both are just terrible fucking parents. Probably more Sasuke, because Naruto has a reason. Sasuke, what the fuck is he doing? Is he fucking going to every other village's fucking bitches? What the fuck is he doing? Is he on tour fucking with a band? What the hell is he doing? Oh, he's doing some investigation for blah, 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 blah. I guess that Sasuke thing will have a payoff at the end. But for right now, terrible father. He's trying to be with his daughter. He doesn't know how to be a dad. He's trying to, consult her, treating her too much like a kid. He goes and, tries to put, a coat on her. She's like, what the hell are you doing? And, he keeps getting on her nerve, and she keeps walking away. And anyway, so eventually the episode, he eventually decides that, oh yeah, what she really wants is me to help teach her to become, since she does want to become an Hokage, she wants to, me to teach her something. So she was throwing some, those ninja darts, and he freaking throws one and hits it. And then he throws one and she hits it, and then, that's what she really wanted at the end of the day, but the day was already almost over. So he's like, yeah, let's train another day, let's go to the Sakura. He taps her in the void, and she's like all embarrassed. And then her and Boruto run into each other, Sarada and Naruto. Boruto, goddammit. Sarada and Boruto. And she's like, hey, if you want something from, the Hokage, from your dad, do the same advice you told me, ask for it. Blah, 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 blah. So after the whole day spending with his daughter, before he was going to go to sleep, Boruto said, hey, could you train me a little bit? They trained. It was one of the few good moments that Boruto and Naruto actually had as a father and son without Naruto being a shitty father. Good episode, good filler. Now here's not a good episode, not a good filler episode. Shikada's decision. This was completely a waste of an episode. In the beginning, it's all about his dad, Shikata's dad, you know, the paralysis Jews in the Jutsu, and their whole clan, and he being the only representative of that, and his son is not living up to, you know, the family and not learning the paralysis Jutsu quick enough. In the beginning, they're doing a mission, and there's paralysis Jutsu and almost kills the guy, and the guy who does the painting of birds and all that stuff and makes a Jutsu out of him, he had to save the guy. So then he's like, you know, since you're not learning the paralysis and the Jutsu part good enough, which is some old guy in the clan, he's like, why don't you going into politics, which that's exciting. So first he decides he's going to go into politics to help his dad out, but then he has an episode with the nerdy guy with the glasses. The power plant's about to get destroyed. His windmill is turning. They have to get the windmill turning so that he can go and put the code in and stop the shit from exploding. And Shikata, who used to do his mom's wind ninjutsu, stopped learning it once he learned the paralysis ninjutsu. Actually started use it for the first time in years, and he got the windmill going, and they were able to stop the power plant from blowing up. And then him and the guy with the glasses, you know, related to each other a little bit for having to live up to their father's bullshit. And he told them, hey, you know, do stuff for yourself, don't do it for your family. He goes ahead and says, I don't want to go into politics no more. It was a waste of an episode, but good character building for Shikata, so I guess can't complain. Episode 98, guys. This is where we exit Filler Town. Boruto went out of Filler Town. They had a good vacation. They saw some nice looking women. They freaking, you know, ate good. They had a good couple of drinks. They enjoyed a good night's sleep. And they left Filler Town. It was a good time. They took pictures and all. It was on Instagram. Now, they're in the Cursed Forest. This is episode 98. And in the Cursed Forest, it's basically just an episode where Team 7 and Team 15, if you don't know what Team 15 is, they're the three girls. The one who cries a lot and fucking, that's her ninjutsu. She can freaking, you know, cry and freaking destroy your ears, I guess. And the two other ones, the one who actually, the class rep, who freaking has that cool Nui, I think it's Nue, Nui, monster that freaking takes chakra and gets bigger and destructive. And she almost used it to blow up the whole freaking Leaf Village at one point because she wanted to live up to what her father did. Blah, 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 blah. But that was actually a good episode. I like that. That original episode with the class rep actually being the villain that was going to avenge for her father and destroy the Leaf Village, and then him accepting her even afterwards. That was cool shit. But basically in the Land of Fire, there's a whole bunch of birds just fucking attacking everyone, hurting people. They go over there, they find out it's a monster that was doing it. And that monster ends up being Jugo. They're only able to stop the monster because the big bro, the one always called Naruto Big Bro, who was now the leader of Team 7, the captain, I mean, and he ended up barely just defeating the monster by using some big-ass Shagangan wind ball, freaking setting him flying. But then he hurt himself in the process. He ran out of all chakra. He had to rest for a few days. And the episode leads into 99, 100, 101, and 102. They eventually befriend Jugo and try to help him out because he says he wants to help out the birds. Because the birds, for some reason, are cursed with this cursed marker. And that's the whole arc of these couple episodes about this cursed marker. Jugo was born with this cursed marker that turns into a killing machine monster who goes into homicidal tendencies. He just wants to kill everything he sees. And for some reason, these little birds who he loves, apparently. He loves birds. He's an isolated man. Because of his cursed marker, he always with the thing. He has like an injection that injects him so he can stop turning into that monster. But usually what happens is the monster that bursts out of Jugo, he kills everything in sight. So he chooses to be isolated because he doesn't want to be around anybody. Because if he's around anybody, he's going to want to kill him out of a sudden. So he takes pride in just helping out these birds and love the birds. And, you know, birdie, bird, 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 bird. And, like geese. They're geese birds. But the thing with the geese birds is that, did I say Jugo? I meant Jugo. Whatever. Turns into a ferocious monster. But the thing with Jugo, I guess, is it Jugo or Jugo? Because I know J's can be H's in Spanish. I'm going to just say Jugo. Goddamn it. Jugo. So anyway, Boruto and all of them eventually, when they find out Jugo, they want to help him and everything. Even though they're supposed to find the cause of it. They did find the cause of it, but they're not going to, you know, report him and do any of the shit. They're just trying to help him out to kill the birds. He goes and these birds that are marked with these markers that turns him into a ferocious beast. He takes it and puts it into his body, which makes him a beast even quicker. And he keeps telling him to get away from him every time he about to turn into a monster, and they keep helping him out and injecting him. And this goes on for a few episodes until we get into episode 101. Where, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, there's this guy that goes with him in his mission who's an expert on, like, insects and, not insects, but expert in birds and shit. And he turns out to be from this clan of people who are trying to use the curse markers. You know, M. Night Shyamalan style, you know. He was with him the whole time. He's some weird guy, fucking licks bird poop to licks everything he sees to, like, know more information about it. Licks bird poop to know where to go to, and it's just, he's a weird freak. There's no wonder he ended up being a villain. I don't know why I didn't see it coming. Like, when they were with Hugo, there's this, like, weird group of guys who were, like, looking for him, saying they were hired by the guys in the village to help out. Even though Boruto and his team was already hired to do it, the same exact thing. But it turns out the villagers did hired them as well. Some weird guys in suits. And Boruto and them, like, Boruto and them were helping Hugo. And then these guys come out of nowhere, and I can already tell that they're going to be bad guys at the end. What I didn't see coming was that weird guy who likes to lick poop becoming a bad guy himself. And him, like, doing research on the curse marker thing. And him being behind all this shit. And they were the ones who wanted to lure him out and freaking started figured out the way to curse the birds so he could go and you know, and all this bullshit. And these two kids who actually hurt Team 15 when they were trying to go back to the village to warn of this monster, go back to the Leaf Village. They go and attack him in the middle of the way. Two of them get freaking hurt. And the girl with the Nui monster is the only one that didn't get attacked. They eventually heal them. They're trying to walk back to Leaf Village. That one of the guys attacks them. They barely survive. The two girls use their chakra, give it to the little Nui monster, turns him big, destroys the guy. Then the girl who attacked Sarada and that girl that was supposed to be her mother, but ended up not being her mother with the glasses, and they end up whipping him just by kind of using the same exact method. She bit into her, so Sarada could get some chakra, so she could go and attack him with a giant strong punch and just whoop him. These two weird white pale skin green haired fucks who attack Team 15 when they're trying to go back to the Leaf Village to get backup. They're the ones that get whooped by Sarada and get whooped by the class rep of the Nui monster. And now we're in episode 102 when Boruto and the other guy, I forget his name, but he's like the guy who could like go like he melts and he turns into like he can use ice powers and shit. They go and they get injected with some neutralizer thing that keeps them down. That guy who likes to lick poop, turns out he was the villain. He goes and injects Hugo with some thing to make him like full powered beast. Then he has some of the beast power himself. Boruto finally escapes the neutralizing thing, trying to help Hugo out. Hugo's like, get away from me. And that's the end of episode 102. The next episode, I guess we're gonna have an all-out fight. The guy who's melting is like melting quickly, and Boruto's there by himself with these two monsters about to fucking go crazy, and it's crazy. All right, guys. So what I think about these episodes, the first let me go through the filler episodes. Filler 93 was a good episode because it showed Naruto actually being a dad despite him being filler. The episode with the fat episode, despite it being stupid filler, I actually liked it because it was funny. The whole Glenn thing, so I enjoyed that filler episode. 95 is Sasuke's turn to be a good parent for once. And seeing him actually be a good parent is also good, so not bad filler. Episode 96, which I kind of skimmed through, with the screaming girl having to learn to control powers, and actually instead of just screaming and crying and freaking paralyzing everyone next to her, including her teammates, she's actually able to do this thing where she makes like a fucking like flute or horn thing right in front of her, and the scream goes right through there and goes into like a concentrated narrow focus and hits the target, kind of like she did with the they learned to do that because she was learning water powers. Like she used the water ninjutsu and learned to control it by shooting, it skinny instead of big, and it goes straight through and hits like a bullet right to the target. That's how she learned to control screaming, and she actually does that to her enemies and actually wins the battle for that day, and almost whipped that guy when they were fighting him before Nui came in and saved the day. So she actually has a pretty strong and cool power, but I forgot to mention it. But what I think about the episodes right now, the episode right now is very interesting with the monster, and I like it. Boruto's the shit. This is the attack mode, so we can back to the defense one. I'm out. Peace.